In a breathtaking spectacle that has left royal enthusiasts across the globe completely spellbound, Princess Catherine of Wales has been bestowed with an extraordinary and exceedingly rare new title by King Charles during a magnificent French state banquet hosted at the iconic Windsor Castle. The entire evening unfolded like an exquisite fairy tale come to life, filled with opulent displays of tradition, glittering jewels, hushed conversations echoing through centuries-old halls, and a poignant moment of honor that has changed the course of royal history forever. From the very instant Princess Catherine stepped out of her royal motorcade beneath Windsor's storied archways, the atmosphere seemed charged with anticipation. Cameras clicked in frenzied succession as Catherine emerged, draped in a jaw-droppingly elegant ice blue gown that shimmered under the grand chandeliers. Her diamond tiara sparkled with a brilliance that seemed to outshine even the countless candles flickering across the cavernous banquet hall. Onlookers barely had time to catch their breath before noticing the soft, affectionate glance King Charles offered his daughter-in-law, a gesture that many believe hinted at the historic announcement that would soon unfold. Throughout the castle's majestic corridors, whispers rippled among esteemed guests and courtiers. Ambassadors from France, high-ranking British dignitaries, and select members of European aristocracy exchanged knowing looks, their curiosity piqued by the subtle orchestration of royal aides bustling discreetly from room to room. It was clear that something monumental was about to happen, something that would reverberate far beyond the gilded walls of Windsor Castle. As guests were finally ushered into the vast St. George's Hall, adorned with the fluttering standards of both France and the United Kingdom, the tension grew almost electric. The long, polished oak tables groaned under the weight of glistening silver platters, towers of fresh flowers, and the soft glow of hundreds of candles. Yet, even amidst this extravagant splendor, all eyes were irresistibly drawn to Catherine. She carried herself with the composed grace that has come to define her public image, exchanging warm greetings with French President Emmanuel Macron and his elegant wife Brigitte, who themselves seemed captivated by her regal aura. As the dinner progressed through its elaborate courses, including a meticulously crafted dish featuring the finest lamb from Wales paired with a rare French vintage, murmurs continued to swell. Courtiers could be seen stealing glances at discreetly delivered notes, and even Queen Camilla's composed smile appeared touched with an air of delightful secrecy. Finally, as dessert was cleared and delicate strains of chamber music floated through the hall, King Charles rose slowly, his presence commanding immediate silence. The soft clinking of glasses stopped. Conversations halted mid-sentence. Every heartbeat seemed amplified as the monarch took a deep breath and then turned to address not only the visiting French delegation but also his beloved daughter-in-law. With the rich timbre of his voice resonating off Windsor's ancient stones, King Charles spoke eloquently of the enduring bonds between Britain and France, the shared histories and intertwined destinies that have seen both nations stand together through times of trial and triumph. He praised the cultural exchanges, the resilient friendships, and the mutual respect that had brought everyone together that night under the glorious roof of Windsor Castle. But then came the moment that no one in that hall, or indeed around the world, could have anticipated. With a gentle but unmistakable smile, King Charles announced that he had decided, after thoughtful consideration and with profound joy, to bestow upon Catherine a rare and deeply meaningful honorary title, recognizing her unwavering dedication not only to the United Kingdom but also to fostering international goodwill. The hall erupted in an audible gasp. Cameras from the royal press corps clicked feverishly. Even seasoned members of the royal household were visibly moved. Catherine herself seemed momentarily overcome, her usual composure giving way to an emotional flush that only heightened her luminous beauty. King Charles then turned to her directly, lifting a velvet case from a waiting footman and presenting it with heartfelt words that praised her extraordinary service, her empathetic championing of causes close to the British and international heart, and her quiet yet powerful diplomacy that has charmed leaders across the globe. As Catherine accepted this new honor, an exquisite medallion that once belonged to Queen Alexandra, signifying her appointment as Royal Grand Patron of Anglo-French relations, applause thundered through the hall. It was a symbolic yet profoundly significant title, one that underscored her evolving role as not just a future queen consort but as an active diplomatic bridge builder in her own right. Tears shimmered in the eyes of more than one guest. Even Prince William was seen dabbing discreetly at the corner of his eye as he watched his wife embrace her new responsibilities with such radiant humility. The French president led a standing ovation, followed by the entire assembly rising to their feet in a roar of admiration. The moment seemed to stretch into eternity, gilded by history itself. As Catherine curtsied gracefully to King Charles, he bent to kiss her cheek in a tender grandfatherly gesture that drew a soft collective sigh from the crowd. Observers couldn't help but remark on the generational shift unfolding before them, the monarch openly entrusting Catherine with a mantle of cross-channel unity that would have been unthinkable in the more rigid royal courts of the past. Throughout the remainder of the evening, as champagne flowed and orchestras played hauntingly beautiful waltzes, Catherine's new title became the focal point of every conversation. Courtiers speculated on the broader implications, noting how this honor positioned her not merely as a decorative figure beside Prince William but as a key diplomatic asset at a critical time in European relations. Analysts watching from around the world began crafting columns and think pieces almost immediately. Some hailed this as King Charles's shrewdest move yet, solidifying the monarchy's modern relevance by highlighting Catherine's unique blend of approachability and stateswoman-like finesse. Others simply reveled in the sheer romance of the moment, savoring the storybook image of a beloved princess being elevated in such a dramatic, emotionally charged setting. Back at Windsor, the evening wound on into the early hours, with laughter echoing through candlelit halls and glimpses of Catherine and William swaying gently on the dance floor, lost in each other's gaze. Guests departed reluctantly, clutching embossed royal menus and whispering that they had witnessed history in the making. Meanwhile, outside the castle gates, crowds of well-wishers who had gathered all day broke into spontaneous cheers as word of Catherine's new honor spread like wildfire. The scene was almost cinematic, torchlights waving in the night, Union Jacks and French tricolors fluttering side by side, and the joyous refrains of "God Save the King" mingling with exuberant chants of "Vive la France." In the days that followed, social media erupted. Millions of posts celebrated Catherine's new title, with hashtags trending across platforms. Stunning close-up images of her accepting the honor were shared and reshared, accompanied by heartfelt messages praising her grace and dedication. Fashion experts dissected every detail of her gown and jewels, while historians offered deep dives into the legacy of the medallion she now wore. Through it all, Catherine remained her serene, gracious self, issuing a brief statement expressing humble gratitude for King Charles's confidence and pledging to continue championing causes that brought people together across borders. Even as she returned to quieter engagements, visiting children's hospitals, attending early childhood forums, there was a new dimension to her presence, a subtle regal authority that hinted at how profoundly the Windsor banquet had transformed her path. Behind palace doors, insiders revealed that King Charles was absolutely delighted by how the evening had unfolded. He felt it struck precisely the right chord, honoring the past, celebrating the present, and boldly charting the future of a monarchy that must increasingly rely on figures like Catherine to connect meaningfully with a globalized world. For her part, Queen Camilla was reportedly thrilled, taking Catherine aside later that evening to whisper warm words of welcome into the inner sanctum of royal power. Even seasoned royal watchers who have chronicled decades of Windsor highs and lows confessed that they had never seen anything quite like this, a singular blend of old-world pomp and modern emotional authenticity that seemed to herald a new era. As for Catherine, she has become not just a princess in the hearts of the British people but a living embodiment of the monarchy's promise, that it can adapt, reach out, and bring people together with dignity and compassion. In the hushed corridors of Windsor Castle, portraits of past queens and consorts seemed almost to lean in and observe, as if acknowledging that a worthy successor had indeed stepped forward to bear the luminous weight of crown and country. Watching these profound developments unfold, one cannot help but wonder what other remarkable chapters lie ahead in this evolving royal saga. What new responsibilities will Catherine embrace under King Charles's reign, and how might her growing influence shape not just the House of Windsor but the very fabric of European alliances in the years to come? Is this the dawn of a dazzling new golden chapter for Princess Catherine and the entire British monarchy that we are privileged to witness unfold right before our eyes?